Are you ready to break free from the lies that luck will save you? This journey is not for the faint-hearted. It is a strategic blueprint for you to break through from zero. Build market demand, master personal branding, create opportunities, expand your empire, and dominate the game. If you ever believed that success would come simply by waiting for the right time, prepare yourself. The truth will wake you up. Act or be left behind. There is no other way. Once you embark on this journey, you will never see the world the same way again. Now let's begin the transformation of your mindset, where you will hold your destiny firmly in your own hands. Awakening from the illusion of opportunities by luck. Many live their entire lives trapped in the illusion that success only belongs to those luckier than themselves. They imprison their mindset by blaming the era, fate, and circumstances. But the harsh truth is, opportunities do not simply appear. Only those with real capability can create opportunities from nothing. If you keep waiting for luck, you'll only witness others break through while you remain stuck in place. Life shows no mercy to those who refuse to act. You may be smart, talented, even more outstanding than the crowd, but if you don't know how to create opportunities, you will stay poor. Successful people understand that personal power must be strong enough to turn life's scraps into golden doors. They don't beg for favors. They build competence so that any place can become holy ground for their development. The most common mistake people make is believing they fail because they lack opportunities. The truth is, they lack the strength to recognize opportunities when they arise. Opportunities are always around us, but only those with true bravery can see them. Failures focus on luck, while successful people focus on skills and strategy. Waiting for luck is like sitting in the desert, hoping for a miraculous rain. Opportunities have never been distributed equally to everyone. Those who refuse to train themselves, refuse to develop skills, and cannot connect value will not recognize treasure even if they stand right in front of it. Success is a game for the proactive. Whoever builds a strong enough core will create their own doors. Meanwhile, those who entrust their lives to luck will be drowned in mediocrity. Which side you choose depends on your decision today. We often hear complaints like, "If I were born into a rich family, I would succeed too." Or, "If someone funded me a few $1,000,000, I would make it big." These are hollow excuses, cowardly self-consolations for personal incompetence. True achievers make no excuses. They start with nothing and turn every limitation into a launch pad. True competence is what determines how far you go, not your starting conditions. One of the harshest truths is this: no one owes you an opportunity. This society operates by a cold principle: whoever has value gets noticed. If you don't offer value, you will be forgotten. Even good relationships are just catalysts. The main foundation is personal strength. Those who sharpen and upgrade themselves daily will never fear a lack of opportunity. Instead of waiting, become someone that opportunities must seek out. Opportunities don't knock on anyone's door. You must build a brilliant lighthouse so they come to you. That demands sharpening skills, enhancing mindset, building networks, and creating a strong personal brand. Those still dreaming about salvation by luck will soon awaken to a harsh reality. The strong are those who act proactively, always ready to turn any puzzle piece of life into a breakthrough move. If you still believe successful people just got lucky, look deeper into the journeys they've endured. Behind every achievement are thousands of unseen hours of labor, hundreds of failures no one mentions, and silent pains no one notices. No success comes from waiting. Every step forward is exchanged with sweat, blood, and relentless determination. You can do it too, if you have the courage to step out of your comfort zone and act today. Strategy to attract attention and create impact. In a world flooded with noise and brutal competition, standing still and hoping someone notices you is pure delusion. Wise people understand that if you want opportunities, you must first create attraction. Differentiation is the ultimate weapon to make a strong first impression. When you act differently, you force others to turn their heads. Public curiosity becomes the raw material to build influence. You cannot succeed if no one knows about you. The strategy to attract attention is not about being flashy or causing cheap shocks. It is the art of designing difference with finesse and intention. A smart, unusual act can create a powerful viral wave. People will talk about you, remember you, and eventually want to work with you. Remember, today's market does not reward the best performer, but the one who is best known and leaves the deepest impression. Differentiation can come from the way you create products, how you serve, how you communicate, or simply how you appear. What matters is making yourself unmistakable. In a crowded sea of people, whoever stands out gets noticed first. Even one unique point can be enough to break away from the common ground. Attention is the first asset you must own if you want to create your own opportunities. Understand clearly, if you behave like everyone else, you will be drowned in the crowd. The way to survive and break through is to have a unique personal display strategy. An unusual action, a special story, a distinct style, all can become a springboard to capture the spotlight. Once you become the center of attention, opportunities will naturally come to you. Never underestimate the power of making a strong first impression. Difference without purpose is merely clownery. Smart individuals know how to create difference tied closely to their core value. They not only make others notice, but also make them respect. The goal is not temporary shock, but deeply embedding your image in others' minds. When building your personal brand, always ask, does this difference showcase my real competence? If the answer is yes, pursue it relentlessly with absolute confidence. In this era of exploding information, millions of messages are broadcast every day. If you do not stand out, you will be forgotten. This applies to every field, from business and investing to career opportunities. To be noticed, you must master designing a striking first encounter experience. Never allow yourself to become a faded shadow in others' minds. You must become a symbol of the value you bring. The power of attention goes beyond simply making people aware of you. It is the tool to shape how they think about you. When you proactively control your image, you are building a heavyweight personal brand. This brand becomes the invitation for great opportunities to come. A person without a distinct mark will forever remain a spectator. If you want to change your life, start by mastering the art of gaining attention. Those who create monumental change in this world all understand one thing: silence equals failure. You cannot expect opportunities if you keep hiding backstage. You must dare to step into the light, dare to create difference, dare to let people talk about you. Sometimes initial attention might not be perfect, but it is the first step to creating real influence. Never lose your chance just because you are afraid of standing out. Personal marketing techniques through social connection. In the journey of creating opportunities from scratch, social connection plays an extremely crucial role. Successful people do not isolate themselves. They proactively build a network of like-minded individuals. Connecting with the right people in the right way significantly shortens the time and effort needed to achieve goals. Personal marketing is not about bragging, but about making your value naturally spread through the community. Social connection is not simply about adding more friends to your contact list. It is the art of building quality relationships where every conversation is a chance to sow seeds of value. Successful people understand they need to become a familiar name in their field. When someone thinks of a problem that needs solving, your name should instantly come to mind as someone truly capable. This is the most sustainable form of personal marketing. A strong network helps you expand your influence far beyond your personal limits. When others recommend you, it is a recognition of the value you bring. Nothing is more powerful than being mentioned by trusted individuals in strategic conversations. This cannot be achieved by forcing it, but only when you create a profound impression and clear value in every interaction. The strategy of building a personal brand through social connections starts with showing real competence. Excel at your work to the point where no one can ignore you. Do not try to force others to notice you. Make it impossible for them not to by delivering undeniable results. When your value exceeds the threshold of silence, you will naturally become the subject of conversations. This is the secret to owning people's memory. The ability to connect socially is not innate, but something you can learn. You need to hone your skills in subtle communication, deep listening, and natural rapport building. A person skilled at connecting always leaves others feeling respected and understood. In the harsh business world, trust is an invaluable asset. Those who know how to sow trust through real competence and the right attitude will always attract new opportunities. You should not connect merely for selfish purposes. Sustainable relationships are built on mutual value. You must ask yourself, what can I offer others? When you proactively provide value first, the relationship will naturally grow positively. The person you help today could be the one who opens major doors for you tomorrow. In social connection, sowing seeds properly will reap tremendous opportunities. Not everyone is worth your time and effort. You must know how to filter relationships. Seek out those who share your direction and core values. Engaging with the right people will propel your growth, while associating with the wrong ones will waste your time and drain your energy. A small but deep, high-quality network is worth far more than a long list of superficial contacts. In any circumstance, never forget the golden rule. Connect first, sell value later. When you have built trust and affection from others, sharing products, ideas, or projects will naturally become much easier and more effective. Successful people do not rush to persuade customers at the first meeting. They build solid relationships so that business opportunities come as a natural consequence. This is the pinnacle of personal marketing. Creating market demand before selling the product. The most common mistake among entrepreneurs is obsessing over creating the perfect product without anyone knowing about it. They exhaust themselves building products but neglect the task of building demand in the market. A product, no matter how excellent, is meaningless if no one feels they need it. Therefore, the first priority is not selling the product but triggering desire in customers' minds. This is the foundation upon which any business can truly take off. Many mistakenly believe that having a good product alone will make customers automatically come. This is a dangerous illusion. A good product is only the necessary condition. The sufficient condition is customers' awareness of its value. If customers do not perceive a need, every sales effort becomes futile. Thus, you must first create awareness, make customers feel a void, a yearning, and only then introduce your solution. Creating market demand does not mean deceiving or exaggerating the product. It is the art of highlighting the problem that the product solves. When you help customers clearly recognize their pain, inconvenience, or missed opportunities in life, they will naturally generate desire. At that point, your product becomes a savior rather than a burden. Great marketers do not sell products, they sell solutions to hidden problems in customers' lives. To create demand, you must first understand your target customers better than they understand themselves. You must research their pains, ambitions, fears, and dreams. When you speak directly to what they crave or fear most, you easily touch their hearts. And once the heart resonates, buying behavior becomes inevitable. Without deep understanding, every marketing campaign is merely a faint cry lost in the desert. The difference between a mediocre salesperson and a great one lies in the ability to create demand. Mediocre sellers focus on presenting features, while great sellers tell stories that make customers exclaim, "I need it right now." They do not push or coerce. They plant seeds of awareness and let customers naturally grow into their own desire to possess the product. This is the master art of persuasion that anyone can learn. Patience is the key in the process of creating demand. Do not rush customers to make decisions immediately. Let the idea sink in gradually, allowing demand to form naturally. A naturally formed desire is far more durable than one forced upon someone. When customers feel they are the decision makers, they will stay loyal longer and be more willing to recommend your product to others. Sustainability in business starts with this respect. Never underestimate the power of building a brand before launching a product. A strong brand will create automatic demand. When customers have heard your name, seen your image, and read about you beforehand, they are much more open to receiving your product. Make the market eagerly anticipate your launch instead of releasing your product and hoping customers will come. Leading the market proactively is the fastest path to success. To build strong market demand, you must create communication campaigns that amplify expectation. Plant questions into customers' minds like, "What is this product? When will it launch? How can I get it?" Once customers start asking these questions, you have already won half the battle. Anticipation, curiosity, and excitement are invisible assets that help position your product as an essential need in the customer's minds. High-level selling, the art of storytelling. In the world of modern selling, storytelling has become the ultimate weapon. A product, no matter how amazing, cannot live on without captivating stories attached to it. Stories bring products to life, giving them soul and emotion. A masterful seller does not merely present a product, they weave pieces of life into it, allowing customers to see themselves within the story. Successful selling means making customers buy with their emotions before their logic even kicks in. A great story has power far beyond any flowery advertisement. When you tell a heartfelt, emotional story, customers lower their defenses and open their hearts. Stories allow you to convey value naturally, without pressure. Instead of listing dry features, tell the journey of someone whose life changed thanks to your product. Customers do not just buy a product. They buy the belief that they too can experience that transformation. In the art of sales storytelling, the main character is not you. It is the customer. The story must revolve around their pain, their dreams, and their journey. You are simply the guide, the one handing them the tools to turn their dreams into reality. When customers feel they are the heroes of the story, they naturally connect to the product. High-level selling is not about what you say, but about what customers feel after hearing your story. An effective sales story must have three elements: a problem, a solution, and a result. Start by highlighting the problem the customer is facing. Then, introduce your product as the bridge helping them overcome that obstacle. Finally, paint a vivid picture of the bright future they will achieve. When these three parts flow seamlessly within the story, you do not need to push. Customers will convince themselves they need the product immediately. Storytelling in sales also activates the imagination. When you vividly describe situations, emotions, and outcomes, customers start painting their own vision in their minds. The stronger the imagination, the stronger the desire. Great sellers do not just sell products, they sell dreams, positive emotions, and promises of a better version of the customer's life. This is the secret to winning both the heart and the wallet of anyone. A masterful sales story must be authentic. Do not fabricate grandiose tales. Customers today are sophisticated and can spot fake stories instantly. Use real stories, or at least stories that feel genuinely relatable. Offer specific examples and everyday details customers can identify with. Authenticity builds trust, and trust is the most solid foundation for any buying decision. Customers are not always willing to sit through a sales pitch, but a good story is different. It captures attention, stirs emotion, and holds the listener until the very end. A great storyteller knows how to guide emotions, starting with empathy, reaching a climax with promises of transformation, and closing with affirmation. When emotions peak, customers make decisions almost irresistibly. High-level selling is not about talking more, but about telling the right story at the right time. A single story can spell the difference between failure and success. Great salespeople practice storytelling daily, polishing every detail, every pause, every glance, every breath. When the art of storytelling reaches its peak, you are no longer selling products. You are selling belief, emotion, and dreams waiting to be awakened inside the hearts of your customers. The process of activating deep-seated needs. Activating deep-seated needs is not manipulation. It is awakening the hidden desires that customers have yet to realize. Deep within every mind exist unnamed aspirations. A top-tier salesperson knows how to touch these emotional layers, making customers recognize for themselves that they need to change and act immediately. This process demands finesse, deep understanding, and the art of delivering messages that cannot be rejected. The first step in activating needs is to highlight the deficiency. You must skillfully point out what customers are lacking, the opportunities they are missing, or the hidden risks they have yet to recognize. But remember, never attack directly. Lead through storytelling and real-world examples, allowing customers to reflect and feel the silent erosion of their lives. Once the deficiency is identified, the need begins to surface. After emphasizing the deficiency, the next step is to amplify the consequences of inaction. subtly suggest negative scenarios, allowing customers to imagine the potential terrible outcomes they might face. People are more motivated to act to avoid loss than to achieve gain. Therefore, let them feel that if they do not act now, they will pay the price through insecurity, damage, and irreversible regret. Once the fear of loss has been stirred, this is the moment to sow hope. Paint a positive vision if customers choose the solution you offer. A better, safer, more successful future. At this point, emotions will shift from fear to desire. Customers will not only want to avoid consequences, but will yearn to achieve desired outcomes. When emotions move so powerfully, the buying decision becomes an urgent, undeniable need. A key factor in this process is authenticity. Customers today are highly sensitive to empty promises. You must provide evidence, real success stories, user experiences, and specific data to build trust. Trust does not come from shallow words, but from compelling proof and consistency between words and actions. When customers believe what you say is real, they will willingly offer their trust, and with it, their buying decision. Next, you must activate urgency. Even when a need is formed, without immediate motivation to act, it will quickly cool down. Create a sense that the opportunity is time-limited, that the product might run out, or that special value is reserved only for those who act early. But remember, urgency must be built on truth, never deceit. Genuine urgency will drive strong action without undermining customer trust. When customers are nearly ready, ignite the image of ultimate victory. Help them visualize the moment they achieve their goals, solve their problems, and overcome their pain. A clear image of success becomes the final push driving them forward. Let customers feel the emotion of victory now. When they see themselves winning in their minds, they will do everything to make that dream a reality by purchasing immediately. Finally, always let customers feel they are making the decision themselves. The process of activating deep-seated needs is not about forcing, but about awakening awareness. When customers feel they choose for themselves, they commit more strongly, remain loyal longer, and even become voluntary ambassadors for your product. Top-tier salespeople do not sell with words. They sell with empathy, understanding, and the art of touching the deepest layers of the human soul. Give first, the rule to unlock success. In every major game, the successful always understand that to receive more, they must first be willing to give. Giving is not an act of loss, but a refined investment strategy. When you give value, trust grows. When you offer support, relationships flourish. The wise never wait until they are certain of benefits before giving. They start by offering first, knowing this is the key that unlocks every door to success. Giving first creates a powerful psychological effect. When someone receives free value, they naturally feel compelled to reciprocate. It is a deep human instinct. This effect creates an invisible bond between you and customers, partners, or anyone you interact with. Top-tier salespeople do not seek immediate returns. They build a foundation by giving without calculation. And when the time is right, what they receive often far exceeds their original expectations. Many fail because they are too afraid of being exploited when giving. But the truth is, the market is always fair to those who genuinely contribute. A timely, appropriate act of giving can completely change your position. It is not just about giving products or services. It is also about offering understanding, support, and trust. When you give value without demanding commitment, you create a huge emotional credit in the hearts of others. Successful people do not meticulously count every penny in the early stages. They are willing to invest time, effort, and resources to sow seeds of trust. They understand that true value does not come from closing deals immediately, but from building long-term relationships. In today's world, where trust is scarce, those who give first will lead. When trust is built, every subsequent transaction becomes smooth and sustainable. Giving first is also a form of natural selection. When you offer value, those who truly appreciate it will come closer. Conversely, those who only want to exploit you will leave when they realize you are not easily manipulated. This helps you build a high-quality network where all collaborations are based on win-win foundations. Do not fear giving. Fear having nothing valuable to give. Those who have the most are always those willing to give the most. One highly effective strategy is to pay your partners first when entering a business collaboration. When you proactively offer benefits up front, you break the rigid balance in the relationship. You make your partners feel respected and acknowledged. They will dedicate their best efforts not just out of duty, but also out of gratitude and inner commitment. A wise early investment opens a sustainable stream of benefits without struggle or coercion. Remember, giving does not mean unconditional sacrifice. You must choose the right recipients, the right time, and the right value to offer. Smart giving means helping others while laying the foundation for your own development. Do not waste kindness in undeserving places. A good strategist always focuses resources on relationships with the greatest potential for mutual growth. When you consistently apply the principle of giving first, success will inevitably follow. The market, customers, and partners will gradually recognize the true value you bring. They will seek you out, wanting to collaborate, buy your products, and invest. No more chasing or pleading. When you sow seeds of value, you reap a harvest of reputation and admiration. The true winners in this game are those who dare to give more than anyone else. Build the market first, launch the product later. In high-level business, the mindset must be reversed. Do not create a product first and then find customers, but create demand before the product even exists. Successful people do not sell what they have, they sell what the market craves. Building the market first ensures that every product launch is eagerly awaited. This is no longer about luck. It is about mastering the laws of proactive, intelligent, and powerful market operation. To build the market first, you must steadily plant awareness into the minds of your target customers. Through advertising, storytelling, and communication, you make customers aware of the problem, feel the value, and crave a solution. When customers have been sufficiently stimulated for a long time, they will actively seek out the product. By then, launching the product is simply a response to an existing demand. No need for explanations or persuasion, just delivering and reaping results. A classic example is the marketing of royal jelly or health supplements. Even before the products are physically available, widespread awareness campaigns are launched. Ads, word of mouth, user stories. When customers are already asking and eagerly waiting, the market is ready. At that point, the product just needs to appear and will immediately be embraced like a savior. This is the ultimate art, making the market thirsty before pouring the water. Building the market first also helps minimize risk and optimize resources. If you pour money and time into production without existing market demand, failure is inevitable. But when the market has been activated, you have living proof that demand is real. Then, investing in production is no longer a gamble, but a guaranteed winning move. Smart players do not rely on gut feeling, they rely on real market reactions. One effective way to build the market first is by offering samples, free experiences, or running pilot programs targeting potential customers. Create waves of real-life experiences so that each individual becomes a point of spreading the message. When enough people know, trust, and crave the product, you will have a self-sustaining market that does not require endless advertising budgets or aggressive sales tactics. Building the market first also demands patience and a clear strategy. Do not rush to launch the product while market awareness is still weak. Continuously nurture demand through valuable information, inspirational stories, and making customers dream about the beautiful future your product promises. When the market ripens, waves of customers will naturally come, just like a well-plowed field bursting into strong sprouts when seeds are sown. A golden rule in this strategy is to identify the right core audience. Do not try to attract the entire market from the start. Find the group most easily stimulated, the ones with the most intense need and the highest capacity for spreading information. Focus deeply on planting awareness in this group. Once they are conquered, they will become invisible ambassadors who amplify your influence across broader market segments quickly and sustainably. Products do not create the market. It is the market that determines a product's destiny. Top sellers and business leaders must be architects of demand. Spend 80% of your effort building the market and only 20% refining the product. When the market is ablaze, the product becomes the fuel that keeps the fire roaring. This is the surest path to breakthrough, longevity, and massive impact in the business world. Expansion mindset, sprint or die. Business is not a safe playground. Whoever slows down will be crushed under the wheels of the market. When opportunities open up, you only have two choices: sprint forward or die waiting. An expansion mindset is not a luxury, it is a survival need. Successful people understand that speed and scale determine position. Once opportunity flashes, only decisive action and relentless expansion can secure a place in this ruthless game. Awaiting an overly cautious mindset only suits those who do not wish to grow. In an increasingly brutal competitive environment, those who dare to think big and expand fast will dominate the market first. The slow are left with mere scraps. Expansion is not just about increasing revenue and customers. It is about expanding distribution systems, brand influence, networks, and reach. An expansion mindset is the compass for anyone who craves true greatness. A deadly mistake many make is obsessively focusing on cutting costs when starting a business. Saving a little early on might let you survive a few months, but it will never let you conquer the market. Money must be used to accelerate market penetration, expand reach, and build brand recognition. If you cling to a small-scale mindset, counting every penny, you are burying yourself in the swamp of stagnation. Winners know that sometimes you must burn cash in the right places to launch powerfully. Sprinting does not mean blind recklessness. It requires careful preparation and rapid decision-making. When opportunity strikes, hesitation is not allowed. Successful people prepare their resources, strategies, and expansion plans in advance so they can launch at full speed instantly. Hesitation time is death time. A sharper competitor can seize the market within weeks, leaving you far behind. In this race, speed alone does not guarantee victory, but slowness guarantees defeat. An expansion mindset demands resilience to pressure and chaos. When scale grows, problems multiply. Those who only know how to work safely will easily crumble under complexity. Successful sprinters embrace chaos as a natural part of the process, constantly adapt, correct fast, and adjust without stopping. Flexibility and high-stress tolerance are the wings that carry you through the fiercest storms of the market. In expansion thinking, smart collaboration is indispensable. You cannot conquer the market alone. Seek strategic partners and ecosystems that can amplify your strengths. When you connect with powerful resources, your expansion speed multiplies. Do not think you must handle everything yourself. Successful people understand that leverage is the secret weapon. Expansion is a game for those who know how to form alliances, not for those who hoard everything alone. A vital element in expansion mindset is daring to play big from the start. If you mentally restrict yourself to small goals, your actions will be timid and fearful. But if you set bold, daring goals, your actions will carry a different spirit. What happens in your mind shapes your reality. Daring to think big is the first step toward creating a phenomenal momentum that ordinary people cannot reach. Finally, always remember, the market waits for no one. Expansion is not an option, it is a mandatory duty if you do not want to be eliminated. Every day you hesitate is another day opportunity slips from your hands. Do not ask why others go further, get richer, succeed faster. They simply dared to sprint while you were still hesitating. In this world, either you lead the way or you pick up the leftovers. The choice is yours, but the consequences are merciless. The absolute rule: great people create their own opportunities. There is no such thing as luck. Only competence and action exist. This is an unbreakable truth on the journey to success. Those who cling to luck and fate will forever stand outside the grand game. Successful people do not wait for opportunities to knock. They proactively create opportunities through real capabilities and bold, determined actions. They do not wait for fortune's favor. They seize destiny with their own hands, step by step. The greatest difference between successful and unsuccessful people lies in how they face reality. Failures blame circumstances, complain about a lack of opportunities, and fear taking action. In contrast, successful people turn every difficulty into a launching pad. They do not make excuses, they do not wait for miracles. They confront problems head-on, find solutions, and act even when unprepared. This attitude creates a widening gap that failures can never bridge. The formula for success is simple, but not easy to execute. Practical skills plus demand-creating mindset plus personal marketing plus giving first. Practical skills ensure you can solve real-world problems. A demand-creating mindset guarantees you always have a market. Personal marketing makes your value widely recognized. Giving first opens the doors to long-term partnerships. Anyone who masters and persistently practices this formula can completely reshape their destiny. Practical skills are not mere theory. They are the ability to act effectively in a harsh, ever-changing world. Those with real-world skills do not fear failure because they know failure is part of the success process. They do not wait for perfection. They act, correct mistakes, and act again. Every small failure becomes a building block for an unshakable fortress of success. Practical skills are the first and irreplaceable foundation for those who aim to go far. A demand-creating mindset is the ability to spot market gaps that have not been filled. Great people do not sell what already exists. They create feelings of shortage, ignite desires, and lead the market to follow them. This mindset transforms sellers into dominators. Instead of begging customers to buy, they make customers proactively seek and crave ownership. This is the supreme power that helps ordinary individuals break through and surpass the crowd who merely chase existing demands. Personal marketing is the tool that transforms invisible value into marketable assets. You may be highly skilled, but if no one knows you, your value is zero. Successful people always build a strong personal brand. They show up at the right places in the right ways, at the right times. They leave lasting impressions without needing to beg for attention. Personal marketing is the bridge that brings your inner talents into global recognition and respect. Without it, you are merely a buried gem. Giving first is not just a strategy, it is the moral principle that sustains the business world. When you give value first, you build trust, create gratitude, and open up strong relationships. Successful people are never stingy. They do not nitpick over every penny at the start. They understand that the value you give is the seed, and massive harvests will come later. A clenched hand can receive nothing new. Only when you open your hand wide will the world flow toward you. The final value you must carve into your soul. You yourself are the opportunity. No one can grant you a miracle. No one can open doors for you. You are the one who creates, seizes, and develops that opportunity. Never wait, never depend. The world belongs to those who act. Only relentless, unstoppable action can transform potential into reality, dreams into inevitable outcomes, and yourself into the true master of your destiny. In a world where opportunities are reserved only for the bold, the future belongs to those who dare to create their own destiny. Success does not fall from the sky. It is forged in relentless action, fearless thinking, and the courage to give before receiving. Every moment of hesitation is a step closer to being forgotten. Every decisive move is a step closer to becoming unstoppable. You are not a passenger waiting for fate to change. You are the architect of your life. Rise, ignite the fire within, and claim your place among those who rewrite the rules. Remember, the world does not reward the timid. It crowns the relentless. Action is your only language. Greatness is your only destiny.